Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Bottom right hand corner, we got Wizard starting as the yellow Zerg. He is currently one up over Kik0, who's starting as the red Terran. In the bottom left hand corner, this is going to be a large macro map, Radion. And I will be interested to see if Kik0... I actually liked the idea of the... and I'm wondering if that is now current meta. I'll have to keep an eye on the Terran as they play. That is one unfortunate thing, and I kind of have to latently root for Kik0, Nesh. I'm trying to think who the third... I cannot remember who the third Terran is. Terran tend to be light in Gosuleague. I guess they tend to be light across the board. We get a glut of Protoss. Second most popular tends to be Zerg, and then we have a sprinkling of Terran. And I feel like the meta is kind of against Terran right this second, at least until Flash gets back and shows everybody how to adjust their build orders. Might already be happening. Might be happening as we speak even. But by the time this video posts, Flash will have, I'm sure, completely radicalized the meta to where Terran are now willing to die for their cause. So they'll go over to Zerg, break their necks while they're playing. Anyway, Overlord Scout's going to be first scout towards Wizard's base. Point being, I feel like the meta, at least in ZVT, with heavier Mutalisks and a lot of the timings around it have been more favorable for Zerg players. Could be an artifact of the maps, where the maps have been somewhat larger this season. But yeah, revolutionize was the word I was looking for. Ended up, but radicalize has a more entertaining connotation where people start like pulling. Would you say Terran, like the default color for Terran is blue? Forget it. They start tying headbands with big T's on their head, going with their keyboards and bashing Zerg and Protoss players over the head with them. It's just it's a more entertaining picture. Anyway, we are seeing an 11 hatch out here from Wizard. Overlord is going to spot that SCV coming across. I think he recognizes he needs to be a little bit careful that he doesn't go too deep. Yeah, needs to thinking twice, but needs to reposition a little bit. Otherwise, the Marine could potentially get an early Overlord kill. Spawning pool and extractor. I think that was around 207-ish here for Wizard. So it looks like it is going to be another 2-hatch Mutalisk initial play. Yeah, the Overlord seeing the SCV, you know, it would be kind of he wants to spot and make sure that command center is being built. Would be kind of entertaining actually, is if a Terran found that the Overlord scouted another base like out here and kept the SCV hovering around as though it was going to build a base on location, and then basically kept the Overlord out of position as far as scouting. That would be like next level meta. That's gonna happen sometime in the course of all Brood War games. There's got to be a game where that ends up happening, where someone's heads up enough to do it. Anyway, layer morphing, I would love to see that, by the way. Supply depot on the front to provide a little bit of cruft for Kik0. Looks like we are going to see a 2 barracks opener once again to get a heavier Marine count. I think actually with this horizontal spawn, the early Marine pressure might be more effective potentially. And I would be interested to see Kik0 actually commit on taking that early sunken colony out, and it gets a little bit interesting when the Mutalisks have to engage the Marines instead of just kind of fly their way around and build their numbers. 6 Zerglings running their way across. Some SCVs pulling off the line to provide additional defense. It is going to be... this is a winning scenario if the Zerglings can get on top of the Marines, and they should be able to filter down along that right side. Wizard, in fact, spotting it, and so getting good opportunity. Almost got an SCV kill. Zerglings really wanted that. So 1 Marine kill, 2 Marine kill, and unfortunately Kik0 not doing a great job protecting. Needs the SCVs to swing around. He's gonna... the SCV's basically saying, forget you Marines, we're gonna do it ourselves. That does thin the herd, however. So granted that you take a little bit of a drone hit, but wiping out the Marine count is well worth it. Because now you're on your way to Spire. It's gonna take a minute off the 2 barracks to get the Marine count back up. So Kik0, if I would, you know, we were talking about earlier, where maybe you want to skip turrets here and there if you're able to, Kik0 is going to need to invest decently heavily in turrets to cover up the early game Marine losses. Those were 4 or 5 Marines and some lost mining time in the midst of this as well. So well worth it. Academy getting dropped in between the SCV, and it looks like 2 additional Zerglings actually produced. They're going to try to chase down that SCV, who's getting basically able to confirm. I think he got confirmation that the Spire second gas getting dropped. Zergling's making sure it's not able to go to that natural expansion. I presume Kiko's not going to just guess that it was a lurker swap. I do like the meta game of kind of hiding that building in your natural expansion, because that does open up the opportunity if your opponent gets lazy down the line to maybe think about dropping a lurker den. So yeah, here are the count. As the den is finished, we got 7 Marines, and ooh, they're certainly still diving and kind of shoving things out of position. Do we even have it? We don't have an engineering bay up. Kik0 well off his build order. Engineering bay is about halfway finished, and that's gonna be really tight timing against the Mutalisks, although Wizard a bit delayed on the Mutalisk construction here. Is he just waiting to get the full round? What's going on here? He's got the larva. He's got the minerals. He's got the supply. Okay, there he's dropping it. So now 5... So that's, honestly, that difference in time, that was a significant delay right there. Significant delay. It looks like it was focusing maybe on dropping that 1 o'clock base. Kik0 might have spotted it. He's running all of those Marines up. It looks like some might have been microing, actually. That's probably what I was missing, is some Zerglings diving into the natural expansion, some micro happening there. But missing the Mutalist timing, that means these turrets are going to get up in plenty of time. 0 threat. And all of this should be able to wipe out this base. Wizard, he could go for a counterattack with just the 5 Mutalisks, though. And the Marines being produced, I don't know that it's going to provide a lot for him. And the hatchery's going to complete. No, never mind. Cancel last second. Absolute last second. 7 Mutalisks, which with some micro might be able to get it done. Not without their full numbers. 8 rejoining. That turret gets swatted, and now that natural expansion's somewhat exposed. It wasn't actually very well saturated, maybe because of the earlier Zergling assaults anyway. Kik0 has a very anemic SCV score, actually. In the space of this, it looks like the Medic Marine's going to skip trying to get back to the main to defend, and instead just going to go for an attack on the front. We have 2 more Sunken Colonies being built, so Wizard effectively can go just 2-hatch Muta from here, and he's got the 10 Mutalisks already at the natural. This is 2 base Zerg versus 1 base Terran, effectively, which puts him in a winning scenario. And he's actually ahead as far as workers, so this looks like it might be another Wizard win. Wizard actually looking, I want to say it, Wizard looks significantly better than he did in the previous season of Gosuleague. 7 Mutalisks have now wiped out everything here. Turret desperately being repaired, that's going to get cleared out. Medics losing their lives as well. It's unfortunate how medics feel like when they have to die, they just got to explode open. The Medic Marines that were initially going to the bottom right finally made it back to the main. The command center's already floating, however. And Wizard, if he wants to grab bases, he effectively can, wherever he wants. Or he can go Lurker as far as a turnaround. It looks like he does have the Hydralisk Den down. Gonna take out that supply depot on top of everything else. Kik0 at 19 SCVs. We are well past the 8, well, we're getting past the 8-minute mark, and we still do not have a factory as well. Which means science vessels are considerable ways away, which means these Mutalisks are going to be all the more troublesome. It looks like the factory just started. And we're going to have +1 weapons on these Mutalisks. Oop, one of them died underneath her. Oh, bad micro cycle there for Wizard. He is going ahead and grabbing an additional base. It looks like a single Firebat, who is a corporal and has 2 kills under his belt, is going to go ahead and approach that hatchery. It looks like he's going to dive back, maybe wait until some drones are right there. Firebats take forever to kill buildings. They're not built for that, which is odd. You would think that Firebats would be the best unit at killing buildings because they're lighting them on fire. What gives? Blizzard, what gives? Kik0 in the fight of his life here at the natural expansion. 2 turrets covering that command center and providing a little bit of a kind of hidden umbrella area to make it difficult to target those turrets. It's a big fat command center. You can see where it can be a little bit troublesome to try to select that, but medics getting away and once again exploding all over the ground. Machine shop getting dropped. I'm almost expecting to see, so we got a starport. Are we going to see an armory to get Valkyries out at this stage? It feels a little bit late to go science vessel. More mutas being built at the 3rd. No 3rd gas as of yet. Some drones already being pushed across. This is that Firebat's moment, although there is his natural enemy, the Mutalisk. Firebats do not fire air. They can't shoot in the air, which that makes solid sense. No 3rd gas, by the way, for Wizard. Wizard's got this well in hand. He's up in supply. Kik0's locked to a single base, but he does need to not drop his keyboard. Firebat once again sneaking forward, spotting the Mutalisk and drawing back. I don't know that Wizard got eyes on that either. He's just biding his time, waiting for his moment. Got some Hydralisks out. Tech to Hive Tech. So I think this is going to be, do we have Lurker aspect? Yeah, 4 Lurkers are going to be morphed here. Probably just going to be Lurker Defiler endgame for Wizard. I'm not sure what Kik0 can do to get back into this, and it's really going to take a massive fumble on Wizard's part. Like just completely moving his Mutalisks on top of these Medic Marines and not moving them. A maneuver like that to finish this off. Science Facility's been delayed even further. No science vessels, and we're going past the 10-minute, 30-second mark. I do want to say Wizard has been very, very slow in getting this third gas up. He's still way, way ahead. But I gotta commentate on something at this stage, right? So 10 Mutalisks being pushed back. Is Kik0 finally gonna regain control of his natural expansion? Maybe not, because now we got some Lurkers making the way across. This could be an interesting Lurker trap if Wizard cycles around, or, well, okay, let's see how this works out. Kik0 was moving a little bit forward. Are these hold position Lurkers as well? 2 more Lurkers making the way up. I don't think Kiko's got them spotted. Mutalisks attacking what they can. Hive is complete. We do have the Defiler mount complete as well. As soon as the Defiler gets within eye shot of this natural expansion, the game should be over. Single siege tank making its way forward. Bunker as well to try to cling on. The Mutalisks still hovering over the command center, and it's getting lifted back. Some Lurkers, I thought those Lurkers were still back, so I thought for a second the Medic Marines had pressed forward. Instead, they're just sitting on the bunker edge line, but revealing their presence nevertheless, which is a frightful thing in and of itself. Do we have, so we've got Irradiate being researched, Consume being researched, and the first Defiler shortly going to take the field. So, and do we have a Science Vessel even out? Okay, we got a Science Vessel in production. So first Science Vessel's out. Might have enough to drop the Irradiate on the Defiler, but all it's going to take is a single Dark Swarm here, and I believe that's going to be all she wrote. Wizard, 14 supply ahead, third gas running, has not grabbed a fourth base, is going all sorts of Overlord. Kik0 actually supply blocking himself, double evolution chamber. In the midst of this, there's that squiggly worm. They got kind of a weird squiggle about them too. They also have a weird skull on their head. Like, I don't know why they had to be, let's see if we can get a good visual when it turns. I don't know why it has such a skull. Like maybe because it just needed to, I mean, it's already scary. It would be, you know what would be even scarier is like the Zerg unit with a cute face. I guess that would more dive into the Carbot style, but a cute Zerg, that'd be terrifying. Because then you know it didn't need, like, it didn't care. Like in this warfare, it's like you want to be angry and intimidate your opponent. If you don't need to intimidate your opponent in Brood War, in this hellscape of a sci-fi universe, that's some true terror if you think about it. That's some Moopsy level shit for the people that, excuse my language, for people that are Star Trek fans. Alright. Lurkers drawing their way back. 2 Defilers out, so that single Consume is not going to be sufficient. Plague also being upgraded. And a 4th base being grabbed here from Wizard. Kik0 pressing a bit forward. He's got a bit of space to retreat now in the space of this. Some Zerglings making the way across. I don't think they've got the Adrenal upgrade as of yet. Some additional hatcheries. Kiko's out on the map. So we'll see how this plays out. Defiler pressing its way. That should be the first target for the Irradiate. So that Dark Swarm not going to accomplish a lot. Kik0 somehow, I don't think he's in a winning position, but he's making a match of it. He's at least keeping Wizard off his natural expansion. We still have that second Defiler here out on the front though, but he's whittled down a lot of these Lurkers. This is more Wizard kind of dropping the ball macroing than anything here. He had a lot of time where there just wasn't a lot that Kik0 was doing, and he could have exploded, but now we've got, what, 4 sunken colonies? Dark Swarm here on the front, but that's the Defiler. Do we have an Irradiate for that Defiler? We do not have an Irradiate for that Defiler, and the Science Vessel going to get dropped. Siege Tank going to peel back. They're going to go ahead and make their way towards the third, however. Lurkers popping out here, but they've got, do they have Dark Swarm? They've got a Defiler, but not enough energy. And now there's no attack units underneath to provide the defense. And they're actually out of Darkstorm range. These lurkers should be able to burrow, but Kik0 just kind of walking around it. Gonna get and just halting production here at this third. So Kik0 not only not dying here, but getting some economic disruption done. Finally, some lurkers walking their way forward. Gonna be able to kill the huddling medics. Siege tank's been wiped out. But Kiko's at least mining back at his natural expansion once again. Third base is up, no gas, however. Sorry, I should say fourth base up, no gas as of yet, though. Good amount of macro hatcheries. Defiler Mound, we have the Ultralisk Cavern as well. Wizard is a good chunk of supply ahead, and that usually means Zerg is in a winning scenario. Zerglings are fanning out, running to the death, some fire bats being mixed in to make this somewhat more troublesome. And they're steadily growing in the upgrade count, so this is going to be +2 weapons here for Kik0 shortly, and this is more Zerglings just kind of streaming across, losing their lives, and not accomplishing a lot, honestly. Marine checking around the map to see if there's another base that can be taken out. We've got at least 2 more Irradiates for these 2 Defilers. Not a lot of Scourge in the air, and one of these Defilers is missing the sufficient energy to drop some Dark Swarms. This entire time, honestly, I was waiting for Wizard to just kind of walk his way across and finish this off, but Kik0, kind of on what it would be like a 90% lose scenario, is slowly crawling his way back into this. Getting some good Irradiates, is finding the Defiler. That Defiler was full energy. So that wasn't just the kill of the Defiler. You can metaphorically look at that as like kill of everything that Defiler consumed as well. That was a full energy Defiler. And is that another? Yeah, the other Defiler, same deal. Getting irradiated, so that's a lot of resources lost. These Irradiates are really, really punishing. Another Defiler out on the ground. Is it gonna die? Oh, big plague. Catching a lot of units there, though. Firebat gonna try to cover the retreat. Wizard's still in no threat of exactly dying, but he's also not in a position to really kill Kik0, is the other trick of this. We do have a single Ultralisk Scout here, and a flock of Mutalisks being rebuilt, gonna go ahead and charge forward and wipe out a lot of these plague units, single lurker also. And I think we'll see if this turns into game end. The 2 science vessels might be able to do an eraser trick and clear out this 4th. Though at least it looks like instead they're just going to drop the Irradiates and take care of those 2 lurkers and try to disappear. Successfully doing so, Wizard has lost track. But 3 Ultralisks are now making their way towards the natural expansion. The siege tank on the high ground might be able to provide some support and defend that. The science vessel is going to get back. I'm not entirely sure they're going to. They're not going to have enough energy to defend themselves against it. Well, okay. Did Wizard spot that? Ultra's taking some free hits over the ledge. At least it's against Marines now, so some splash is going to that medic Marine vault. How many Mutalisks is this? Diving there. Might be able to, at least going to be able to take out that high ground siege tank, but they're going to lose their lives otherwise. 4 bases up for Wizard. Wizard going ahead and getting that 4th gas. He's got level 2 claws just finishing, level 4 carapace, against just +2 weapons. No armor upgrades. Science vessel count has been completely negated. Now is he going to be able to close it out? Lurkers and Lings starting to swarm towards the front. Ultralisk speed upgrade just about finished. This is a big bulk of Marines, and it looks like they're able to clear out the Zerglings fairly effectively before the Ultralisk bulk is able to get here. Now is Kik0 going to be able to concentrate fire this down, or it looks like no, not in time. There he's going to GG. Kik0 making a match of it with Wizard able to clear the series 2-0. He will advance in the 1-0 series marker into the next in the Swiss bracket round 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.